friends, welcome to SAP Administration Learning Platform. In the today's video, we are going to learn about how to analyze CPU related issue of the HANA database system. In the last video, we learned about how to identify CPU issue of the HANA system with the help of the alerts, HANA Studio Overview tab, load graph, and the database views. To analyze this CPU issue, we are going to use the tool that is the HANA Studio. Similarly, you can also use the database cockpit T-code from the SAP GUI, as well as we can also use the SAP HANA cockpit. For the resource tracking, we need to enable one parameter, that is the enable underscore tracking, and to get the details information about the statements, we need to on the expensive statement trace on the HANA database. When we are analyzing high CPU consumption issue of the HANA database, it is very important to identify CPU consumption and differentiate the consumption between the SAP HANA itself and other non-SAP HANA processes on the same host. To identify consumption, now we will use the HANA Studio. In the HANA Studio, we have to go to the Overview tab of the database connection, and under the CPU usage, we can find the database CPU usage, total CPU usage, and the maximum CPU usage. With the help of the threads monitoring, we can identify the CPU consumption done by the HANA database processes, but we don't have any option to track the CPU consumption done by the non-SAP HANA processes. From the CPU usage option, we can identify the CPU consumption done by the other non-HANA processes. So now here we can see that the 22% CPU utilization is happening from the HANA database processes, whereas the remaining 27% CPU utilization is doing by the non-SAP HANA process. So non-SAP HANA process will be the appliances such as the antivirus, backup tool, user monitoring tool, etc. So to get more details, you can also refer the SAP note 1730928. If the HANA CPU usage is low and the total CPU usage is high, then this issue is mostly related to the non-SAP HANA process. Now to find what is happening on the HANA database in more details, now we will move to the thread monitoring. So for that we have to go to the performance tab and then thread monitoring. Under thread monitoring, we get information about all the running threads on the HANA database. As we are working on the CPU time analysis, we need to ensure that the resource tracking is activated. To check that, we need to go to the configuration tab and then go to the resource tracking. Under resource tracking, we have to ensure that enable underscore tracking is switch on. So I already on this parameter on the system as well as on the tenant DB. For resource tracking, we need to switch on CPU underscore time underscore measurement underscore mode parameter. By default, these parameters are off for the HANA database. In the majority of the cases, you will find that these parameters are on the HANA database. You need not have to take any action as the parameters are on. Now we will move to the thread monitoring. So under thread monitoring, you can also expand the summary, and under summary you will get the information of the top 5 users of application as well as database. To analyze the CPU issue, we will need CPU time column. In case the CPU time column is not visible, then go to the configure viewer and just select the CPU time column and add that column to the visible column and apply and close. So with the help of the CPU time column, we can identify that which threads are running from the longer time, and similarly we get the details about the threads, what exactly running under that thread. So in this case we can find that this is the statement running on the database. The CPU time is under the microseconds. The high CPU time of the related threads in the high CPU time related threads indicate that an operation is causing the increased CPU consumption. The high CPU time, it means that this thread is causing the high CPU consumption for the HANA system. So we need to take a necessary action for such a threads. In order to identify expensive statement, we need to ensure that the expensive statement trace is switched on. To narrow down the amount of information that get collected under trace, we can also specify the criteria such as the database user, application user, table, view. In the majority of the cases, you will find that expensive statement trace status is active on the production system. If the expensive statement is on, then we can use the statements provided by the SAP to identify the root cause of the high CPU usage. To find the root cause, we need to go to system information and then type the word expensive. So here we can see that there are multiple statements available to identify expensive statements. So we will use this statement. Before that, we will open this statement under the SQL console. It's already open. So just we have to click on execute. We can also narrow down the output which is coming from the expensive statement. For that reason, you have to go to the modification section. In that, we can also specify the time frame under which the issue occurred. So here I specified the begin time is before 2 hours and the end time is current time. C means capital C means the current time, and then just click on the execute. It provides us the information about the users, application users, error, then the database users, similarly memory, how much memory is used, the total CPU time. So this way we can use the expensive statement to find the details about the resources which lead the high CPU consumption. There are few other statements as well. Those we can use to analyze the issues, like the thread related statements, connection related statements. So that way, by using that statement, you can filter the result as possible as, and can use that result to resolve the high CPU related issue of the HANA system. So once we identify the issue, the next step will be take the system back to the normal status because it's impacting to overall performance. So we have a two option to resolve the issue. First option will be the contact the user and ask user to end the statement or the execution from his or her end. Similarly, the next option which we have, we can go to the performance tab and then thread monitoring, and select that respective thread and right click on the thread and click on the cancel operation. So it will provide us all the details related to that threads and the thread IDs, those are associated with that execution. We just have to click on OK, then it will cancel that statement. So this way we can do the troubleshooting of the CPU related issue of the HANA system. I hope you will find this information helpful. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, share with your friend. Don't forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you for watching the video. Take care. Bye bye.